Good morning, children. This is Mrs. Anju Malim, biology teacher from Springfield School, Masap Tank. Welcome back, and we are going to start a new lesson in this session, lesson number 6, reproduction. We shall talk about the asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction, how does the reproduction take place in multicellular, unicellular organisms, in plants and animals, as well as in human beings. To start with the asexual reproduction. Now, what is asexual reproduction? Reproduction involving a single parent without involving gametes is called asexual reproduction. I would like to tell you in detail the process in which new individuals are produced without the fusion of male and female gametes is called asexual reproduction. Secondly, it involves only single organism. Here, gametes are not formed and fusion of gametes does not take place. Mitotic division takes place and offsprings are identical to parents. That is, they are the exact copy. Whereas in sexual reproduction, we need to have both the parents, male and female. Here the new individuals are produced by the fusion of male and female gametes. It involves one or two gametes. Gametes are formed and fusion of gametes takes place. And meiotic division takes place. We will talk about this at the end of the lesson, what is mitotic and what is meiotic division, cell divisions. And offsprings may or may not be identical to the parents. They are not identical to the parents. Okay, offsprings are not identical, whereas in asexual the offsprings are identical. Asexual mode of reproduction is actually of different types. We are going to discuss today the following: fission, budding, fragmentation, parthenogenesis and regeneration. Let us start with fission. Single cell organisms such as paramecium and bacteria reproduce by splitting into two or more offsprings. They split into two by transverse binary fission. When more cells are formed, it is called multiple fission. Now, what is fission? What is the meaning of the fission? Fission means division, dividing. They are dividing. So, under the unfavorable conditions, sometimes under the favorable conditions, these organisms, as you can observe in this slide, this is the amoeba, how the nucleus is becoming elongated and it is divided into the two. The nucleus is divided into the two, followed by the division of cytoplasm. And finally, the two daughter cells are formed. This is called as the binary fission. There is also one more type of fission which is called as the multiple fission. In multiple fission, the nucleus will break into many small parts, and each part of the nuclei is surrounded by the cytoplasm and all are released. As a result, we get many copies of the organism. So we have binary fission and also we have multiple fission. So as you know, as I told you, the examples are amoeba, paramecium. I have also shown you the paramecium, how the paramecium is dividing transversely into the two identical daughter cells. Now we have one more example of paramecium again. You can see here in detail how the transverse section takes place, how the nuclei, the two nuclei are present. One is micronucleus, another is macronucleus. How the nucleus elongates and divides into the two nuclei, followed by the division of the cytoplasm left over, and constriction is formed in between the body, thereby dividing into the two daughter paramecia, and these are identical to their parents. These paramecium are identical to their parents. New grooves are formed, new oral grooves, that is the mouth of the paramecium. Now let us see what happens in budding. A growth on the body as a bud that grows to form nearly identical copy of a parent. When the bud totally grows, then it separates from the parent and survives independently. Now let's see the examples. Yeast, hydra. Yes. So this is an example of the yeast where the bud is developing. You can see in the second stage the bud is developing. In the third stage the bud is ready, and in the fourth stage the chain of buds are formed, and these buds, when they are totally developed, get detached from the parent and lives independently, and they further divide by budding. Budding also takes place in yeast and hydra. As you can see in hydra, the parent hydra is developing the bud in stage 2. In stage 3, the new bud is ready, and in the stage 4, the bud is detached from the parent to live the independent life. This is how the budding takes place in the organisms. Examples are yeast and hydra. Then what is fragmentation? It is also another type of asexual reproduction where an organism simply breaks in individual pieces at maturity. These individual small pieces then grow to form a new organism. For example, Spirogyra. Spirogyra undergoes fragmentation which results in many filaments, and each filament grows into a mature filament. Also, other examples are flatworms, molds, lichens, algae, and fungi. You can see another slide which is showing the fragmentation. Planaria, that is the flatworm, how it is broken into the 3 pieces, fragments, and each fragment will again develop the leftover parts, and it ultimately results in the formation of a new individual. So this is called as the fragmentation, where the organism is breaking up into the fragments and each fragment is developing into an individual. Okay, children? Now let us see what is parthenogenesis. This is also again, it's a natural form of asexual reproduction in which growth and development of embryos occur without the fertilization by sperm. In animals, parthenogenesis means development of an embryo from an unfertilized egg cell. Egg is formed, but it is not fertilized by the sperm. In plants, parthenogenesis is a component process of apomixis, that is the same without fertilization. Example of the parthenogenesis are algae, fungi, Spirogyra, ants, bees, and also wasps. Now these are the examples. As I told you, you have to remember in lower organisms such as algae, fungi, and Spirogyra, the development of the young ones from the unfertilized gametes is called parthenogenesis. Partheno means virgin and genesis means production. Just to summarize this again, the process of developing young ones from unfertilized gametes is called parthenogenesis. In animals, that is in some species of ants, bees, wasps, the unfertilized ovum zygote develops into female and the fertilized ovum develops into the fertilized ovum zygote will develop into female and unfertilized ovum develops into the male. Remember children, fertilized will develop into female, unfertilized will develop into male. In this process, the sperm develops by mitotic division in male, whereas ovum develops by the meiotic division in female. We will see later what is the difference between the mitotic and the meiotic. Okay. Now as you can see here, the eggs are formed there when there is no fertilization, that is the haploid male bees are formed. You can see with arrows. But when the eggs are formed and there is fertilization, then the diploid female bees are formed. Diploid means the egg and sperm together are called as diploid. Only eggs are called as haploids. Okay. Now let's see what is parthenocarpy. Parthenocarpy is the development of fruit without fertilization. The fruit resembles a normally produced fruit, but it is seedless. Varieties of the pineapple, banana, cucumber, grape, orange, grapefruit, and there are many other breadfruit, persimmon, and breadfruit exemplify naturally occurring parthenocarpy. Now, just to remind you again here, parthenocarpy is just like parthenogenesis, where we get the seedless fruits. You know the examples as I just now told you. And this parthenocarpy is brought about in papaya, in pomegranate, tomatoes, bananas, grapes, oranges, where the hormone auxin and gibberellins plays the important role. They are responsible for inducing the parthenocarpy. Here is a slide showing you production of a fruit without fertilization. Examples: pineapple, orange, grapes. You can enjoy them, they are without seeds. And auxin is a hormone synthetically derived. Growth substances can be applied to encourage parthenocarpy. From the first page, we saw how genetic manipulation can be used to also produce such fruits. So we can produce parthenocarpy by manipulations. Coming to the last part of the asexual reproduction, that is the regeneration. Regeneration, planaria can be cut into many pieces as we have seen in fragmentation. It is same as fragmentation. Planaria can be cut into pieces and each piece can regenerate into a complete organism. Cells at the location of the wound site proliferate to form a blastema that will differentiate into new tissues and regenerate the missing part of the piece of the cut planaria. As I already told you in fragmentation, the same happens in the regeneration also, where the animal is broken down into fragments and it regenerates the parts that it is not having and develops into the new individuals. So children, we have seen today the modes of asexual reproduction, that is fission, budding, fragmentation, parthenogenesis and regeneration, with lots of examples. I hope you understood the concept. Please note down the homework. What are the different modes of asexual reproduction? Just write the names. Write a short note on budding and fragmentation. I want you to complete your homework as well as classwork. Copy the notes from the PDF to complete your classworks. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you very much for watching the video.